Morning and welcome back to Home Renovation Experts. Steve back here again on the garden room build. So as you can see, it's taken good shape. If you don't know exactly how we've got to this stage yet, go back and watch the previous videos because there's one or two. Today's plan of action is fascias. So if you watch today's video, you know the soffits are now up and in. It's all the trim stuff to put in, but you can't do that to do fascias, so that'll be the next job. But big shout out to a lovely guy called Lee, who this morning stopped me in Wicks in Winnersh to say hello and to say thank you for the videos, which I thought was absolutely lovely. So I got a selfie of him, so I'll stick his picture on now. Beautiful. Now I've done that, just thank you. If you do see me out and about, do say hello, because it's nice to sort of see people and sort of shake some hands and kind of just sort of say hello, basically. So yeah, always come up to me. Now, we should be starting this now, so what I'm going to have to do is take off this bit of batten which I put on just to kind of weatherproof it. So I'll take that off, fold this back over the roof, use that to pin it into place, and then I'll start getting this lot up and in and ready and show you exactly how to fit your fascia. So there you go, there's these battens now off, and you can see I just folded it back like I said, use those to pin it in place in case the wind gets up, which it's not particularly windy today, but you know, that now leaves us free and breezy to make this fascia board look amazing. Right, go back down, chuck some of it up. Right, so the basic tools you're gonna need to do this job are a drill with a teeny tiny drill bit, a measuring tri-square, a tape measure because it also comes out, and a hammer. Okay, now once you have those things, the only last thing you need is some poly top nails which match the color of the fascia. So what I do is 3 meter length here. The front of the building is actually just over 3 meters, so chat with the client, you could have either put it right up tight at that end and add a bigger off cut there, but what we're going to do is we're going to centralize this one and have an equal cut both sides. So as you're coming up from the garden, the roof line looks even through, nice little joint both ends. All these things, you don't just whack it on, stop, think about it, because aesthetically you don't want to stand back one day and go, oh, I wish I'd done. I mean, talk to the client, or if you're doing it for yourself, please yourself. What I do is, this board is what is this, 22 centimeters tall, so I've marked through the center at 11 every point, and what I've done is, you just see my pencil mark just there for the center mark on the roof, so I know that when I hover that on, it's going to line up with that beautifully. I've then measured the center here, obviously 3 meters, it's 1.5. I always then go in 100 mil from that end, and in between there, another 2 fixings at 46.6. So I just divided the two measurements between two, so they're all evened. Once I marked those positions through the length, I then just put this on to get my 11 centimeters, mark across the top, and now I know I've got a perfect little square or cross where the nail needs to go. So I just put a pilot hole in there. The reason I do that is because once you kind of got this up and you're holding it with one hand, it's then easy just to slide the drill bit into the pre-piloted hole, and then you just pilot again. The reason you pilot into the wood is because if you're hitting these poly top nails and say you hit a knot or something, they're a bitch. If the top pops off, it's just a pain in the arse. So by pre-drilling it, you're almost guaranteeing you'll get all the way in, even if you've hit a knot, and that way you still get to keep your even spacings. Okay, it just makes it easier driving the nail in. So that is the plan, and then simply all I need to do is drop this down because it's light as a feather, hook it on the front like so, get it lined up on my central mark, and now just grab my drill, pilot the hole, put a nail in it, and give it a whack. What I also do is I never completely flush the nails into the fascia. I'll do all of them, tack them in so they're about sort of that far off from being finished, just to make sure there's no issues, no problems. Once I'm satisfied they're all going to drive in and be done, I would then home them, and I'll show you that in a second. But I can't video this and do this at the same time. And there you go. You can now see what I mean. They're all in, all done, not finished. Now the other reason you don't home them all the way in, because when you're doing your pencil marks to figure out exactly where your centers are and all that kind of stuff, I always leave the protective thing on, just so you're marking on there and not the actual finished surface. And now it just makes putting that off a lot easier, because if I home those and send it all the way in, it constantly rips and gets stuck behind it, and it's just a total pain. And again, we don't like total pains in the bum, because we just don't. So I now just go along, rip that bad boy off all the way through. Now I can slip these home, done and dusted. So there's my 2 end bits now done. Lovely jubby. So the reason I got a gap is because the trim that goes in here has a very slight lip through the center, so you need to make sure you've allowed for that. Plus it allows for a bit of expansion and contraction, because when I fit the trim, that'll essentially get glued to one side only. So that just allows this to move and expand and contract a little bit. Similar to this side, there'll be a corner trim that kind of comes across here and covers this entire area. It'll get glued to one side only, not the other, just to allow everything to move a little bit as it kind of freely wants to. So that's that one now done. So now jump on that side and get that bit cracked. Fascia all now fit and beautiful all the way around. So what I'll do now is I'm going to pin this back on again, because there's a bit of time. I could crack on and get the rubber roof on, but I don't want to get it halfway through the day and get caught short. Plus it just started to spit down for well, I just pissed it down for 2 seconds and it stopped. So I don't want to get sort of started and get caught short. That would suck. So what we'll do now is get this all pinned back in place, and I'll go downstairs and decide the next move. Right, so what I've decided to do is move the plasterboard, which was in the storage area, down here, doing not much of anything, and bring it into this space. The plan being, because I've got Sparky out on Friday, today being Tuesday, I'm not here tomorrow, so it's in here ready so that he can still got plenty of access. He can do all his first fixing, jobs are good in, but I'm about to possibly close this wall up, so I want to make sure this is this side now, as opposed to leaving it that side. Now I have to drag it down there, down there, and then round the front, where, as those of you who've been watching the video know, I need to climb over all that crap. Much easier to get it in here now. There is a socket going down below. He can access that because he wired from the other side, which is still open. So that's a good job. Next thing I'm going to do now is put my Rockwall, which you can see there, beautiful roll of Rockwall, into these cavities here, right above the steel. Same again applies over here. Again, the client didn't want the insulation running all the way through into the storage area, because it is exactly that's the storage area. So you've got the insulation in here, vapor barrier, all that kind of jazz. So what I'm going to do is I get the Rockwall, get plenty of it stuffed up in these spaces now, which just helps to keep the thermal integrity of the space. What you're going to do is very simple. Big roll like this, put marks every 400, which splits it perfectly, and then grab a saw, like here's one I prepared earlier, and just literally go through and cut through it like that. That way each roll is the right width for the spaces to stuff it in. Then once that's cut, you just cut off the appropriate amount and whack it in. As you can see, now cut, just flop that one out. Those two are still wrapped up nicely, so if I need to say that one and that one still stays wrapped up nicely in a bundle. Stick it on the back of the van, whatever. It's not like unfurling everywhere, which is a pain in the arse. What I do is chop it to about 500 mil, give or take. I don't measure it, just guesstimate this one. This is, you've got to split that in half between it, and then take this and just take it up to the space and just literally wedgie until all that is in there nice and tight. Rinse and repeat for all the other holes at the front, rinse and repeat for the back, and you know that this thing is snug as a bug. So right, I'm going to get that done. I'm going to stick my mask on as well, because this stuff isn't the best stuff to breathe in. Gives you a bit of an itchy throat. So, and that concludes it for today's videos. I did actually drive off site to go do a quote and forgot to do my sauna video. So here I am in my van. For those of you wondering what it looks like, 2 chassis, an old banana skin, and a half-eaten sandwich. Quality life. If you like what you've seen, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, all those wonderful things. Don't forget to check out my TikTok channel. I'm still trying to get my numbers up on there. So if you're watching this and you're a regular watcher, nip over to TikTok and have a look, because there is some stuff on there that I haven't necessarily put onto YouTube. So yeah, go give it a go. Also comment to let me know what you think of it over there. And also that just boosts on the algorithm. So I'd really appreciate the help. So anyway, that's it. I'm off to sit downstairs, toilet quote now. I'll see you tomorrow.